Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Jody here, your Wednesday host for SelFTMade. I'm glad to be back this week, and hopefully you guys are glad to be back with me, as well as if it's your first time viewing, welcome to the channel. Come check us out, the rest of the videos we got up. Welcome to No Shave November if you are able to participate. Awesome. If you're not, it's okay. Maybe another time, or maybe you don't want to participate. It's solely up to you. You never know. So obviously I'm participating. I am 2 days in, and so this is where I'm at. Check it out. Obviously I didn't shave my mustache, and the reason being is my mustache takes forever to grow in, and so this is about... I trimmed my mustache in April of this year when I shaved my beard off, and this is where it's at, and I've let it grow since, and so I'm going to keep on the hipster stash going on for now. So I'm going to jump into this week's topic, which is debunking testosterone myths. So let's get into this. I got 6 of them here for you guys. Number 1, changes from testosterone happen quickly and will be complete within the first 2 years. That is false. Changes with T occur over a period of years and maintaining testosterone levels, and usually the biggest differences occur within actually 3 to 7 years of being on testosterone consistently month after month after month. And so some people will not see any changes happen within like the first 2 to 3 years or 4, and then all of a sudden 4 years hits and they just like take off, facial hair starts coming all over the place, and that's when they see a larger amount of growth is after 4 years of being on testosterone. So don't get discouraged if you are in the realm of waiting after the first couple of years to start seeing noticeable changes like body hair, voice dropping more, any of that, because it will come with time. Just don't get discouraged. I was one of the lucky ones, I feel, to exhibit quite a few changes within like the first couple of years, especially within the first year of taking testosterone, but that doesn't happen for everybody, so don't get discouraged. Alright, number 2, my breasts will go away after I start T. That is false also. Yes, your breasts will shrink based on body fat redistribution and you losing body fat if you are like working out, eating healthy, things like that. But naturally, body fat will redistribute, and that includes the body fat that is in your breasts. But that doesn't remove all of the mammary glands and stuff like that that are in your breast tissue. Some guys that have smaller chests, it will look like their chests have like shrunk enormously. But there's also things that go on, like the stretching of the skin will still be there. Sometimes you have like bigger areolas, things like that. So every breast size has its own complications and its own kind of situations to deal with. But they never completely go away. You don't just all of a sudden shrink your chest and it looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger's chest. Okay, that doesn't happen. Let's see here. Number 3. My hair will thin out, and I will have more male pattern baldness than cis males, or I'll go completely bald after starting T. That is false entirely. So yes, your hair will thin out a little bit or a lot. It just depends. And you will have some male pattern baldness, like a receding hairline, or maybe, I don't know, maybe people get chunks of their hair to start disappearing more. Maybe, I don't know what happens with male pattern baldness. The only male pattern baldness I've had is my hairline has receded. It used to be here, and now it's back here. My hair has always been thin, and so it's been about the same. I haven't lost an enormous amount of hair over almost 4 years on T, and obviously I am not bald. I still have plenty of hair to choose from. So, and typically you will see male pattern baldness come from your mother's side of the genetic coding. So if you look at your grandpa and all the males on your mother's side, it'll give you an idea of what to expect a little bit, but that's not the catch-all. So when I looked at it, I kind of looked at my dad's and my mom's side, the males on those sides, and was like, okay, I can handle that. I'll have a receding hairline, not too bad. My dad still had quite an amount of hair, along with his brother and his dad, my grandpa, stuff like that. And the same thing with my mom. And my family wasn't overly hairy, and so that was nice too, that I didn't have to worry about getting an exuberant amount of body hair, as how I felt. So, moving on to number 4. I cannot get pregnant while on T. That is false. As long as you have your female reproductive organs, your ovaries, and your uterus, you can still get pregnant on testosterone. Now, some people think that if they aren't having a monthly cycle, which typically stops after so much time of being on testosterone, that they're not producing, their ovaries aren't producing eggs, and that is false also. Not all women have a monthly cycle, and they are still producing eggs. So if you do not want to get pregnant, or you don't want to be at risk for getting pregnant, then you should strongly look into having a hysterectomy, which is a removal of your ovaries and your uterus, and then that way you won't have to worry about getting pregnant. So as long as you have your female reproductive organs in your body, you can still get pregnant. Being on testosterone for a longer period of time may make it more difficult for you to get pregnant, but it's still always a possibility with those reproductive organs still in your body. So, number 5. Taking T will cause anger problems or roid rage and make you more aggressive. That's false also. From everything that I've looked at, somebody already has to be aggressive or already have anger problems in order for testosterone to heighten them. I'm going to say that, to heighten those personality traits. So at first is like the number one thing is it's the personality. And if somebody is telling you that their testosterone is making them have anger problems, or be more aggressive maybe in their relationship or with other people, then they are just not taking responsibility for their actions. Now, roid rage. That is a thing. It does actually happen. It can be exhibited in bodybuilders that take extra doses of testosterone to build muscle. However, it only happens in spurts. It doesn't happen all the time, and it's like very anger bursts. And so if you are experiencing anything like that, or you think that you're experiencing something like that, then you need to, or you know someone, recommend that my recommendation is testosterone levels need to get checked, because your T levels can be way higher than what you should be producing within that normal male range. So if you stay within the normal male range, you should not have any bursts of anger, problems, or aggressive behavior outside of any other male within that range. And so if you're outside of that range, especially on the higher side, then that's when it gets dangerous and these bursts of anger can happen. So, because if like this myth was true, then all men would be crazy aggressive, out of control upon hitting puberty and forward. And not all guys are wild and crazy. Not all of them have anger issues and are overly aggressive in cis men. So everyone would just be running around all crazy. So, moving on. Number 6, and this is the last one for you all. I will become overly hairy while taking testosterone, and that is false. Yes, you will have body hair increase, like on your arms, your legs, your face, back, stomach, feet, hands, whatever. But you're not going to look like a bear or a gorilla, unless that's what men on your mother's side typically look like. And so, as I said before, with like my receding hairline and being worried about going bald, or if I was going to exhibit going bald really early, I looked at both of my parents' side of the family and kind of just made a judgment of like, okay, this is what I could end up with. Neither side of my family is overly hairy, and so there's that. And so genetics plays a huge role in like body hair and hairlines and all sorts of, and thinness and hair. And so take that into consideration. I'm probably a little bit hairier than my brother, but not by much, and we don't have a lot. I mean, I shaved, but it's all growing in, so you can see where it's growing in at on my chest. And then there's some that grows up here. It doesn't like really connect or anything, but there's hair all over, where you don't even want hair to be after a period of time, trust me. So, that's it. If you guys have any comments or questions for me, please leave them down below. Otherwise, I will see you guys next Monday. Peace.